Hello everyone, this is the ATA channel. I am Fally.
What's up, guys? This is Michael. Fally, do you want to do this? Because this anime, quite frankly, has had all of your fucking hype since the end of summer last year.
And it still has my hype. Anyhow though, now this is actually a discussion video, like where you didn't have to worry about it so much as the last video. You have to worry about it on this video. We're going to be discussing Seraph of the End. So if you have not checked out the first two episodes that you can find on Funimation, Hulu, and like basically those official websites, unless you're outside of the state and everything, then I kind of understand. But if you haven't checked out the first two episodes, I would advise you to go check them out, because I'm a manga reader, I'm a hipster, because that's what everyone fucking calls manga readers, so whatever. And I'm in love with the anime adaptation. So, we'll start out. Seraph of the End basically takes place I think it's 2015 now currently.
Yeah,
No, I don't really remember the time frame that it's in.
It takes place. We'll just say it's a modern setting.
It's a modern setting, but basically a virus kind of spreads around and everything, and a bunch of humans kind of get infected and they basically start dying from it. But it also has the chance to turn you into a vampire, a mindless vampire for the most part. And so this virus is spread all over, and it's basically eradicated most of the human race. Children under the age of 12 and below were basically taken to a vampire headquarters, and they're used as livestock. They're basically there to give blood to the vampires and the nobles, and it follows the story of Hyakuya and Michaela. Michaela is a guy, by the way. Just wanted to point that out, so I know that you'd question it, because Michaela, oh, that's a girl, right? No, it's a guy. It's a guy. He gives his blood to a vampire, gets his neck sucked like a dirty little fucker. Anyhow, though, seriously,
I think Fally is going gangster on this video.
Yeah. Anyways, though, it follows Hyakuya and Michaela, who basically live inside these vampire headquarters with their family. They're not given much. They basically kind of have to try to live as much as they can. But some kids are literally dying from blood loss, so it's kind of a very fucked situation. Michaela finally finds a way to escape, because he explored the mansion of the head, one of the head vampire generals, and so he steals a pistol, a map. They go into this big fucking chamber where the exit is. The vampire finds them all and slaughters all the children and feasts on their corpses, because they're children, and you know what they say, 12 and under, bend them over. Okay, and
yeah, that's a little creepy.
I know, it's very creepy, but he slaughtered all the kids. He got fucking shot in the head. The Hyakuya ran out. He screamed, "Michaela!" And then he swore revenge on all the vampires. And I know that that's basically the introductory episode, but how the fuck are you supposed to discuss this anime without talking about the introductory episode? I know that that's like a full thing of the introductory episode, but you can't really talk about it without talking about this damn episode. It's an introductory episode, and it happens, so shit happens. So just realize that.
It really does. And then we go into episode 2, and it kind of fast forwards approximately 4 years into the future, and we kind of learn more as to when he was picked up by the humans, and apparently he was deceived by the vampires, and they were not completely exterminated. Or the humans, that being. It only eliminated approximately a tenth of the population. I'm saying approximately because, well, for all we know, it could be fucking more than that. You're talking about a few million people here.
And the things that exist now inside this world is basically the horsemen of the apocalypse, Wait a minute. Why the fuck does that sound familiar? Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
It
Was
goes
that- was
off
that-
religious
wait.
text because there's 4 horsemen, but they refer to more than that in the anime. If that's what
okay.
you're referring to.
Okay, yeah, I was just kind of confused. I was like, wait a minute, Horsemen of the Apocalypse.
They don't
Wait.
really call them Horsemen of the Apocalypse. It's something similar though, because I actually had the same thing boggling through my head when they were talking about it. They mentioned about they just called them Horsemen.
Oh no, in the
But-
manga they call them the Horsemen of the Apocalypse. So I'm just like, wait a minute.
I don't think they did in the anime.
Okay, well, that just sounds familiar because I was just like, Horsemen of the Apocalypse. Why do I feel like I heard that from somewhere? And as much as I have delved into religion, I don't think I've... You know, this is a discussion video. This isn't a religion video. This is not Index. We'll refrain from talking about religion. But seriously, though, what Seraph of the End has going for it, it's by Studio Wit, being produced by Studio Wit, that is. And I know they have made Attack on Titan. I hate Attack on Titan. We've talked about it in several fucking videos that I hate Attack on Titan, and that I don't want them to make this shit. Well, with Seraph of the End approximately having 31 chapters, 46 pages per chapter, and the anime so far has done episode 1 equals 1 chapter, episode 2 equals 1 chapter. They're going 1 chapter at a time. They're going to end the first season of the anime on chapter 12, which is perfect. And here's the one part about it that concerns me. The second season, they might have to go original with the story. And, you know, while this is supposed to be a discussion video, it's kind of a recommendation, too, to check this out, because the series is fucking great. The animation is vivid. The fucking, like, the art is beautiful. Like, it's screenshot worthy. Like, screenshot it, fucking stitch it together, and then just fucking put it as a fucking background for your fucking desktop or something.
To be
or your
honest
fucking
with
phone.
I'm actually kind of happy about it because, well, the way I see it is, it's looking like Seraph of the End. It looked like it was going to be the overhyped anime this season. However, due to a certain waifu grabbing everybody's attention, it looks like it's now kind of flying under the radar, which is
good.
kind of... Well, it's a good thing in a sense to where Studio Wit doesn't have to freak out like they did with Attack on Titan.
Yeah. So there's a good chance that the second season for Seraph of the End will go original, but in all actuality, you should really check out the anime. Like, it's not overhyped. It's overhyped by me, probably, because I love it. It's amazing. I love fucking vampires, and I love action fucking manga too. I'm pretty sure it falls under the category of shonen, and I love shonen series like a whole fucking bunch. But it is action packed. It is gripping, it is suspenseful, and it really does keep you on edge. It had an explosive first episode, an amazing second episode, and after they get past episode 4, it is going to be fast-paced beyond all else, because people think that this series isn't going to be fast-paced, and some of the people that have said this to me have disappointed me, because it is a very fast-paced series. Like, when they end it on chapter 12, I'm probably going to tell you that was probably the fastest fucking thing I have ever seen. Like, when I was reading it, I was just like, what the fuck? They got here so fast. Like, this was so fast, but it was actually very fitting. It had proper pacing. It was very well done. And the anime is even pulling that off greatly, too. Because, seriously, they've added a bit... They added a bit more...
I'm going to ask you this, and I'm going to also request that you answer this without spoilers, because while this is a discussion video and we're saying people beware of spoilers, that's only for the first 2 episodes. We don't want to spoil you guys for the rest of the series. But what I'm going to ask is, because you said it did get fast-paced, is it possible due to the pacing that they may slow it down and maybe have 1 episode cover, or 2 episodes cover 1 chapter due to the pacing?
No, there is not a chance for that, because while it is action packed and very fast paced, there is a lot of conflict in the chapters. Each and every chapter has a conflict. So no matter what they try to do, even if it is action paced, it's filled to the brim with dialogue. The only thing that I could see them doing is adding in a bit more information. They did it for the first episode, and they did it for the second episode as well. They added in a bit more content, and I like that. So Studio Wit has basically added at least about 3 to 5 minutes of extra fucking information for the viewer, and it's really nice that they're doing that.
So if anything, you're saying that it would be doable for them to do it at that pacing rate they're doing it at.
Yeah, 1 chapter per episode. They could do it perfectly. They should literally just go up to just episode 12 should end where on a note that chapter 12 did. That's the end of season 1 right there. Second season, go original story. It's possible for them to go original story right after that chapter. And it would be the best course of action for them, because if they do try to catch up, then we're not going to get any proper fucking a sequel to it, at least for a fucking good few years, and that would be terrible. So
do you think that maybe if they go original story, this may be a long running anime?
It has a chance of being a long-running anime, and if they could do it right, they can't really fuck it up if they go original story. So if they go original story for the second half, and they just continue on in that direction, it is possible that they could cram a few more things from manga in before completely just branching off from it. That is. So
I'm not saying they go a couple hundred episodes, but maybe let's just say 50 to 60.
I definitely think 50 is doable for them.
So yeah, with that said, we're pretty much going to end it on that note. We're not going to really discuss much about the first 2 episodes, because for the most part it was just general introductions to the main character. The plot's merely just going to set off, and we will probably discuss that within probably the next 2 weeks, because we're actually going to be doing
next week, actually, because next week's episode is where they actually is where it starts getting faster.
So you don't want to alternate with Seraph, or at least do it on certain episodes, I should say.
Yeah, we should do it for certain episodes. Some episodes you just can't really talk about, so
fair enough.
Okay.
But yeah, so with that said, what do you guys think so far of Seraph the End? Just leave your comments down below, and with that said, this is ATA, and we're